Hello viewers. Today we're going to be talking about importance of water to the body. Some people think that water is just what you take when you want to eat a food or something you just take to calm the body. Yes, it's actually true, but beyond that are many other advantages, importance of water, and these are the things I'm going to be listing out for us throughout this part. So benefit number one, do you know that water helps to make our teeth white? Yes, it helps to make our teeth white. Now, how does it happen? By drinking water regularly, it helps to flush out some of the deposits that are settled on our teeth while eating food and snacks and all of that without our being aware. When you eat food, some of us, when we eat food, we don't even remember to drink enough water and we just zoom out. And then there you are talking with a client, and then the client is getting distracted due to some little deposit that are on your teeth. By drinking water regularly, it will be removing some of those deposits without you being aware, and it makes you to look radiant and more beautiful. Another important of drinking water is that water helps to form more saliva, and we know that saliva is needed for digestion of food. Another important of drinking water again is that it helps to moisten our nose, it helps to moisten our eyes. So if you don't want to be having problem of dry nose, dry eyes, then you just have to start drinking water very well. Another important benefit of drinking water is water helps to reduce joint pain. Are you aware of that? Now, how does it happen? You know that the cartilage that is in the joint is made up of like 15% of water. So the more water you drink, the more the fluid is there, the more fluid is sustained. But when you stay dehydrated for a very long time, what it means is that the fluid there will also reduce. And now when it reduces, what it means is that the shocking absorbing ability of the joint will also reduce, and that leads to pain. You see that because of friction and all of that takes place. So if you have been having joint pain, then you have to start considering drinking water frequently. And if you don't have, good for you, keep on drinking your water so you don't experience it at all. Another importance of drinking water again is that, do you know water helps to keep us from having kidney stone? Research has shown that larger percentage of people that have kidney stone is as a result of not drinking enough water. Yes, you know that the kidney is like a filtering organ, something like that. And now what it does is it helps to filter the blood. As the blood is circulating around the body, it filters it. Now the kidney needs enough fluid to be able to do that. And now when I'm talking about enough fluid, I'm not talking about soda or juice or caffeine and the rest of them. I'm talking about water, H2O. So the more water you drink, the more fluid is made available for the kidney, and the more the kidney is able to function well. So when there is enough water, you find out that the kidney is able to filter very well and then send the waste products to where they are supposed to go. But when there is not enough water, the kidney will not be functioning under struggle, and that may cause kidney problem, and it can also cause kidney stone, that like I've mentioned now. Another benefit that you start to get from drinking water again is that it helps to cushion ulcer. Yes, it helps to cushion ulcer. Now, how it works is that, the bowel needs water, it needs fluid to function very well. So the more fluid in the bowel, the more the concentration in the acidic concentration of the stomach is reduced. So it won't give you much problem. But when you don't drink enough water, that means there won't be enough fluid in the bowel, and that means the stomach acidic concentration will be high, and that can over time cause ulcer, or if you have one, it may start aggravating it. Do you understand? So when next you are very hungry and there is no food around, please drink water. When you feel thirsty, drink enough water. Make sure at all times there is water in your stomach if you don't really want to have issue of ulcer, and you know you have ulcer. Make sure you carry along water anywhere you find yourself. That's one of the benefits again. Another benefit of drinking water again is that, do you know that drinking water makes you look younger? It makes you look beautiful. Now, how does it happen? Now, what happens there is that the more water you drink, the more moisturized the skin is. And when the body is looking moisturized, it radiates beauty. But if you don't drink enough water, the body gets dried. And you know, the more dehydrated the skin, the more the skin is more vulnerable to a lot of diseases, eczema, and some other skin disease breakout. So if you want to look young, you want to be radiating, then you have to consider drinking water very well. Another important of drinking water is that the water helps us to regulate our body temperature. Yes. How does that happen? When you drink enough water, there is enough fluid in your body. It helps the body so that when the body is heated up, the body is able to excrete that heat in the form of sweating. And that can only happen for a body that has enough fluid in it. You see it. And when the body excretes the heat in the form of sweating, you find that as evaporation takes place, the body is already cold. And that's the balancing we are talking about. That's what I mean by regulating the body temperature. So you can only get your body regulated when you have enough water in your body. Another importance of drinking water is where I stand is in the area of losing weight. We don't know. If you want to lose weight and you don't have time to do exercises and you don't really know how to do, you've done exercises, you've done this, you've done that, and you discover that you are not losing weight, then you may have to start considering drinking water regularly. Now, how do you do it? Number one, when you wake up in the morning, the first thing you should take is water. When you take enough water when you take enough water, you discover that you feel full, okay? And then you find that you may take little or nothing for breakfast. We encourage breakfast, but you find out that the amount of quantity of food that ordinarily you would have eaten would be lesser because you're already filled, you're already gauged by the water you have drank. And when you do that over time, you find out that calories that would have been built up over each meal that you eat has been cut by a certain amount. I don't know where you're getting it. You're supposed to eat like, let's say, 70 grams of food. But because of the water you drank, you discovered that you ended up eating maybe 40 grams. So the calorie that you would have, deposited in your body by that 70 grams of food you ate would have been reduced because you ate only 40 grams of food. And that is because water has already gauged. So you needed little food just to make do it. So when you do that over time, you discover that without you are consuming just little food and you're saving yourself of those calories that you are piling up in your body in the name of food you are eating. So that is how you can lose your body weight, and that works out for me. Before I take any meal, I make sure I take a full glass cup of water, and by the time I do that, I discover that I will just eat a little. Okay, now the little you eat will be enough for you. You won't be acquiring a lot of fats in your body, and you discover you're losing weight. Another thing, remember I say that the more fluid you have, the more moisturized your skin is, the more you look radiant and beautiful. I want to encourage you to try this out, particularly if you're an aged woman, you're in your 40s, you've started seeing you're already in your menopausal age, you're an elderly woman, and you still want to have some atom of beauty and radiance in you, please consider drinking water. It will help a whole lot. Another importance of drinking water again is in the area of controlling your high blood pressure. Remember that the blood carries water around the body. And remember that the water is made up of hydrogen and oxygen. And remember, the more water you drink, the more loose your blood is. So the more the heart is able to pump the blood around the heart because it's loose. But if you don't drink water, you get dehydrated and then the blood becomes thick. And then it becomes very difficult for the heart to pump the blood around. And then remember, if you don't drink enough water, that means you don't have enough oxygen. Remember that oxygen is derived from the water that you drink. So the more water you drink, the more oxygen you have. And remember, we breathe in oxygen. So it's oxygen that enough oxygen you have is what sustains you and make you feel very okay. So when you are lacking water, what it means, you are lacking oxygen. Before you know, you see yourself complaining, tightness of breath, I'm not breathing well, I don't know where I'm getting it. And also when you don't have enough water, you see yourself, your pressure will start going high, because there is no the heart is struggling to pump the blood around the heart, because there is not enough fluid. The blood is not loose. Do you get it? So from now on, if you have high blood pressure, I want to encourage you to consider drinking water often. The more water you drink, you find out that your blood will be loose, and the heart will be able to do its job without so much effort, thereby reducing your blood pressure or stabilizing it. And again, if you're the type that is always complaining about tightness of breath, the more water you drink, the more you are making oxygen more available into your system, and thereby you find out that you'll be better. Another importance of drinking water again is in the area of removing waste products. It's in the area of removing waste products. The more water you drink, the more urination you have. The more you drink water, the more you urinate, and the more you urinate means the more waste product that are in the body is being released. Remember, I told you that what the kidney does is to filter the blood. So those waste product that is able to filter is being passed out as urine. I don't know where they're getting it. So for the kidney to function very well, that means there must be enough fluid, which we get through water. And then when there is enough water, the kidney is able to filter the blood very well. And when it filters it very well, it sends it to the bladder. And the more water you drink, that means the more you'll be urinating. And the more you are urinating, the more you are excreting all the toxins, all the diseases that are gradually trying to pile up in the body, that will now turn to one sickness or the other. So these are some of the benefits I have for today. Please go through this. It's not for fun. These are the things I know I was doing that really helped me, and I'm just sharing it. If you know it, that is good. If you don't know it, it is also good as you have known it now. Please try and like my YouTube channel. Subscribe. I have many more goodies for you, my people. Subscribe and share. Share to your elderly people at home. Let them get to know. And again, I would like you to ask me questions. If there are things you want me to discuss, you want me to teach about, or there are questions you would want me to answer, please comment and I will answer that immediately. Thank you very much. See you some other